Yo, Kogency Reacts channel. I just started this video and then my computer just crashed mid-video, bro. So, I'm sorry I don't have the energy for the intro right now, but you see the title, you see the video, let's jump back into it.
Northolt in West London has become known to the world for various gang beefs, murders, shootings, stabbings, and for music. West London was typically famous for shopping, galleries, entertainment, and even a royal palace. With rappers hailing from the West like Digga D, Central C, Fredo, and many more, it's clear that this part of London is not lacking in any talent. But talent isn't the only thing that's spread throughout these areas.
Light
Now,
skin ass
gang beefs
rappers,
have been
fam.
going on here for decades. Northolt in particular had two gangs who were caught up in a street beef, which has
I can't
resulted
talk.
in numerous stabbings and shootings, and those are the 156 versus Rayners Lane. In
Okay.
these two gangs, there's two names that most UK drill fans will know.
Yeah.
TEEWIZZ and TEEROSE.
Yeah.
They were
yeah.
both rappers, but they never really managed to see any mainstream success before either of them were sadly murdered.
Bro, if anything, you can say like one of their names, one of their deaths was kind of like responsible for like UK drill blowing up in a way, because when Digga D them came out in 2018, there was like a little dry period because a lot of Spartans and 6-7 and a lot of people from South and North were going to jail and East. You understand? So we did need somebody from West for just pop up out of nowhere, and here comes Digga D. But now he's saying in every song, and he has the whole of the world, not the whole world, but a good amount of people and the whole of London saying that guy's name, and now everybody wants to diss their ups to go more viral, and it just get more views and reactions. So if anything, like he's kind of responsible for not UK drill as a whole, but like the blow up from 2018 from Digga D them, CGM them. Like his death is responsible for it. Sorry, R.I.P.
So, how is it that UK drill fans know them? Well, firstly, T-Wiz was tragically murdered, and when this happened, as typically seen in the UK drill scene, this would spark their enemies to disrespect them in songs. In the case of T-Wiz, there were songs like CGM No Hook, CGM Play for Pagans, Digga D 2K17, CGM Who's on What, plus many, many more that would disrespect him. A lot of those diss songs would gain a large amount of success, but also a lot of negative media coverage, and would even lead to the group 1011 being banned from making music for quite some time. This led to their name change to CGM. This case and a few similar are what led to the nationwide debate about whether UK drill music should be banned completely. So what actually happened to T-Wiz? On the 11th of April in 2017, on an afternoon at around 3:30pm, T-Wiz, real name Abdullahi Torabi, would be making his way to a shop with some friends and one of his brothers. This is his sister's version of events, which match up completely with the official reports.
My mum told him to hoover. He said,
it's a
okay. He
story,
put the hoover
okay.
from upstairs to downstairs, and he went outside to the shop. He goes, I'm come back, I'm a hoover. So when he was at the shop, he saw his ops, and then my house was 2 minutes away. He could have easily went back home, but the thought of like bringing danger to my mum's doorstep, he never went back home. He went the opposite direction. Then he ran, and they chased him, and then he
Can
ran into an
understand that.
alley. And then outside the alleyway, when you leave the alleyway, it's a really short alleyway. When you leave, the first door was the door that he needed to go to. But he
Damn.
got out of breath inside the alleyway. Then he started fighting. And as he
first
started
door?
fighting, my other brother, if you see on the news, is the name out there? Do you know?
No.
Okay. So my other brother, he saw him. And then Abdullahi said, it's okay, just go back to Ramsey. Like he's basically saying, I'm going to fight them.
Because I do remember
get
hearing
them,
that.
you know? So my brother goes all the way home, and he comes back, and when he comes back, it's too late. The men are not there anymore, and Abdullahi's on the floor, and it's a very gruesome sight, and the CCTV footage of the house shows you everything, like to the T, even the noises. It was just very wild, and I got PTSD from that. Anyway,
Bro,
my brother picks him up.
Bro, imagine watching that all on CCTV and hearing like the screams and everything. Like, ooh, no. I know I like to say I need CCTV when watching certain things, but I'm glad YouTube has a guideline, bro, because I really don't want to watch people get chefed up, bro, and hear them scream out. I don't want to hear that.
And then he makes him say Shahada, which I am now content with. Alhamdulillah, like he died saying the Shahada, which is a good thing.
The Shahada is when you officially become Muslim.
Yeah, and if you die saying it, Allahu A'lam, inshallah, is gone to Jannah. And the way he died, like, it was a reason why, like, my brother came too late and the knife, you know, because if you die powerless, like without a weapon, injusticely, and someone kills you and you ain't got a weapon to defend yourself, and that's martyrdom as well. And inshallah he gets martyrdom because that brings me peace. Yeah.
So, as Miriam had said, TEEWIZZ from
Inshallah,
Engang
man.
was stabbed to death by a member of Raina's Lane. Due to the fact that TEEWIZZ had shouted for somebody to back the Ramsey, which means to pull out a knife, this led to the killers being sentenced to between 10 months and around 3 years of prison time. This is because their defense argued that it was clear that TEEWIZZ was asking to get a knife. The person who actually stabbed TEEWIZZ was the Raina's Lane member, TEEROSE. Now, the fact that they were only given such
Man.
light
so,
sentences
So is it that they were just fisting up each other until he said go back the Ramsey, and then when they heard that they said, oh, back the Ramsey, all right, I'll back my Ramsey. Is that what happened? Man, I hope that's not what happened, man. Like, if you guys fighting it out, just fight it out, man. And then maybe when the Ramsey come, then you back out the Ramsey, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you have the Rams, him do have no Rams, bro. Like, man, that's wow. I hope that's not what happened.
may be shocking, and the fact that TEEWIZZ was disrespected in many songs is also shocking. But what's absolutely insane is that TEEROSE, the killer of TEEWIZZ, would go on to make a song bragging about the killing, and in the music video for the song, he would make what seems to be a reenactment of the whole scenario of the murder. Now, these kinds of disrespectful songs can seriously have an effect on the victims' families. While
That's
fans may
so
get
sick.
some sort of pleasure from hearing these
And I don't mean sick in the cool way, I mean sick in the head.
disrespectful taunts, the mother of TEEWIZZ, for example, did not feel so ecstatic about the diss tracks. In one of Digga D's popular songs he raps, TEEWIZZ got splashed and died, and I don't feel sorry for his mom. In an interview, TEEWIZZ's mom described that hearing lyrics like this made her feel unsafe, and that they were taunting her, although they could not imagine what it was like to lose a son.
Yeah,
TEEWIZZ's sister would also speak on how hearing diss tracks about her deceased brother made her feel in various stages of her life.
At the same, because there's a group of people who have made like very, very successful careers and have kind of gotten to that next level from initially mentioning your brother. So how that, yeah.
It gives me a bit of pride because it shows like, rah, like my brother was really the shit. Just for talking about him, like you can get that successful. Like, do you know what I mean? If he was alive, wallah, he's full of potential. Like it gives me a pride, like, you know, you're capitalizing off his name when you didn't even do it. My brother was the shit. I'm so sorry he was. You know, it makes me feel like I'm proud to be his sister. But also, I don't know, I
can
just see them
understand
as
that.
little kids. And you know what? I'm seeing that they're finding faith as well. So in due time, they're going to become Muslim, inshallah. And in due time, they're going to clock, I made some bad mistakes and I don't want to be punished in hell. And they'll say sorry to me, inshallah.
Do you think you could ever
I hope they
forgive
do
them?
as well.
No,
Did I think
Like-
what?
me, inshallah.
Do you think you could ever forgive them?
No.
Like, for example,
I do wish them well, though. I wish them well. I wish that they come
Like,
off the roads.
let's say 10, 20 years time, they say, oh, Miriam, I'm sorry for what my role here. Would you ever accept that apology?
I feel like that's God answering my prayers because I pray for like them to be guided and then to say sorry to me, or for Allah to destroy them in front of me. That's my prayers. Is that rude to say? Like that's genuinely my
fair
prayers, you know, because
Praying to Allah to destroy someone in front of you is crazy.
prayers of the oppressed get answered straight away. I feel oppressed because these men, I have no control over it. The whole world's speaking. That's why I'm making a podcast.
But I understand where she's
Otherwise, if
coming
it was
from,
my
though.
way. The
Like,
podcast
she lost her brother and they're making fun of it and making a living off of it. So I understand where she's coming from.
wouldn't be out there. His name wouldn't be on social media. Nothing. But because it's already out there and there's so many stories, and majority is negative, I felt the need to speak on a podcast. And you reached out, and I just felt like, you know what, it's a good opportunity because it's already out there. But yeah, there's nothing much I can say to it.
100%.
The next part of that interview gets really interesting, and we'll get back to that in a moment. So what actually happened to TEEROSE? While soon after the murder of TEEWIZZ, TEEROSE would be freed from jail after his short sentence. He would then move up to Telford. This may have something to do with an injunction from his area. You may be thinking perhaps he was trying to change his life up in Telford, away from the streets of West London. But, as previously mentioned, he had made a song talking openly about the killing of T-Wiz, and this gained quite a bit of attention, but has been removed and uploaded a few times, so it's unclear how big the song really got. But here's some snippets of it.
K on the 156, might get grown ass hit, nigga don't slip. My young boys roll with the ching like you can get hit like ain't but a thing. Man got caught punch grip and I had to get a young boy hit. Nigga don't run, how you tryna run from me like you say a man move quick. Rams on hit, 245s in a whip. Somebody have to get blammed. I ain't gotta talk, I ain't gotta act. And all the ops know what I done. I put a young man's face on the telly. And if the feds ask what you done, I was at home getting neck from a Jezzy. Trap hard, get your own semi. When beef comes, that man's ready. I pull up on the 5 and the 6, them man already know that I'm chefy. I pull up there, I'm a skirt. 4-4s with a burst. These niggas talk K's. I pet a man in a Rambo with a flick ting. Man really drench a man's shirt. These niggas give chat, but they ain't doing no dirt.
He would also be a prolific Snapchat.
Yo, that's a very rude song. That is very disrespectful.
Who would post himself often, showing he clearly had no remorse for T-Wiz or his family.
UB6 ain't worth these bells. L's up get shelled. Worm got bored and he fucking killed. Max got bored and he ran like a girl. Bitch. Oh well, one shotgun, 2 bells is held. The ops had kids, but he don't catch kids. 3 suspect, he splashed up. Ever since Boom got snapped in the fire. Them boy don't ride. Wiz got bored and he fucking died. Came made songs and he fucking died. Lurking at 156. And Bush can get it. But Jay's mum in the 506. The shotgun jam next time, don't snitch.
He would even be recorded in video bullying people in a so-called bando.
Are you bad? Are you bad?
I remember this video. Are you bad? Are you badness? Are you bad?
Are you bad? Are you bad? With the trap team.
Hey, Smith's next. I go to this little white boy.
Are you bad? With the trap team. Let me know.
They say read the trap thing.
Get the trap team. Are you I'm bad though. I'll put the things right away. Who's bad in the band? Who's bad? Who's bad? No, you got knife on the face. Who's bad? Who's bad? Pio. I beg you let them know. Who's bad? Who patterns in this band though? Everyone needs to remember this.
Now, T-Rose was in Telford, which is quite a while away from West London,
So
but
everyone needs to remember
unfortunately,
this.
people would actually find out his precise location. So, 4 years after T-Wiz was killed, on the 13th of October in 2020, T-Rose, real name Tamba Mamadou, would be visiting a gym in Telford. A group of men had travelled from London to Telford. In order to avoid detection, they would make several vehicle swaps on their journey. This would be a well-coordinated attack, as we would learn later on that up to 30 people were involved in this plan altogether. Knowingly or unknowingly remains yet to be determined. But one thing that has been determined is that the men had spotted T-Rose close by the gym while they were driving a grey Skoda. The group would open fire on T-Rose, shooting him a total of 6 times. Bullets would go into his body and also into his head. T-Rose would sadly die from these injuries. So this took place in 2020 and right now is 2024. This case is still technically not over, as the most recent arrests and charges have only been brought forward very, very recently. The tragic death of T-Rose would be used as a weapon, just in the same way T-Wiz's death was used as a weapon. And soon the UK would see some of the most disrespectful drill songs ever produced when Absav would start rapping in years later and start disrespecting T-Rose. This was very similar to how Digga D and others would rap taunting lyrics, like T-Wiz got splashed and died and I don't feel sorry for his mom. Absav would also rap lines like, fuck T-Rose's mom, I hope that she can't stop crying. I'm not going to get into all of the lyrics that were said, but if you guys do want a full breakdown of the beefs that have spilled into this music beef, then just let me know in the comments. Like I was saying, although this case is not over yet for the T-Rose murder, there's been a really huge shocking turn of events, as one of the people being charged for the murder of T-Rose is the older brother of T-Wiz. So yeah, T-Wiz killed T-Rose and was allegedly murdered by T-Wiz's older brother. I'd like to point out some more of Mariam Tarabi's interview regarding this whole subject. Mariam being the sister of T-Wiz. So firstly, let's see what she says about when her and her family first heard that T-Rose would not be receiving a life sentence.
The outcome could have been different if people were willing to testify, but there was barely anyone willing to testify on that day.
Firstly, my family didn't want him arrested. Well, it was half. It was politics within the family. Half of them wanted street revenge and the other half wanted justice from the court. Like me, I don't know. To personally, even if you got life, I wanted him dead anyway. So like, do you know what I mean? It's just not. You kill someone, you need to die too. You don't need to go to jail for the rest of your life. You need to die.
We can debate that.
No. If you kill someone, you need to die. In
reason,
Islam, it says that, and Allah's always
the
right.
only reason, because obviously the way, because I was having this conversation with a friend like a few weeks ago, that imagine if you get given like 20, 30, 40 years in jail or something.
That's not enough.
No, but take it in. Let's say you're 20 or 30, you get that time, you come out, you're old man. You have no job, no kids.
But you were
no
eating.
Nothing.
You were watching TV.
That's
you were socializing. You were doing things that the person that died is not able to do. You're breathing, they're not. Do you get?
We'll go.
Now let's see how she felt when she heard that TEEROSE had passed away.
When TEEROSE passed away, how did it
from.
make you feel? And also, do you have any sympathy?
No.
Because at the same time, he has parents.
Wallahi, I don't have sympathy. Wallahi.
People, family and friends that care for him.
Nah, man. I genuinely don't. That's a big ask for me to have sympathy.
No,
for
I
him.
understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
I genuinely don't. Like, nah. But how it felt was like weight was lifted off my shoulders because I was being a lawyer to take him down anyway. And alhamdulillah, I don't need to be a lawyer anymore by force because, like, you know what? Wallahi, I dedicated my whole life. I gave myself 10 years. And you know what? Men should be actually scared of women that put their mind to things because I was eating, breathing, living, dreaming about the day that I was going to take him down through legally, you know? And I put my grind to it. I really tried. And then during the process, I didn't need to. I just felt like weight was lifted off my shoulders. Like, alhamdulillah, like, I don't need to force it. Now, in life, genuinely in life, I could just do what I want, make money the way I want to make money, not because I have to become a lawyer.
So did she say that she don't care that he died or something like that?
Yeah, so this is all interesting to see what TEEWIZZ's family's perspective was on the whole situation. I don't know if TEEWIZZ's brother was really actually involved, but I do not think that Miriam had any knowledge of the involvement, if there was any, while this interview was being conducted, based on the things that she was saying. But she gets asked about how she feels about the diss tracks that were made about TEEROSE.
What do you think about people from your area making diss tracks? Do you advise for it, or do you? What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, genuinely speaking, I feel their pain. And they just want to rub it in their faces because that's what they did to us. So I get it. But maturely speaking, I see right through it. And really and truly, we all know justice has been served. Don't be so childish about it. Keep it stepping. But I'm the biggest advocate. If that's what you want to do, I support you. Honestly, because you have every right to. You felt our pain. You have every right to. Same for me. If I'm here today, instead of speaking so maturely, I'm speaking like this because this is who I am. I'm Mimi. But if I was a different person, if I was more ghetto, if I was more in the roads, if I was more savage, and I was speaking a certain way, no one can tell me shit. Do you get it? Because you're not in my position. So no one can tell them shit too. Plus, they did the same thing, so it's only right.
Fair enough. To be fair, I don't really have...
Fair enough,
Because
yeah.
to be fair, one, I'm not involved. I have no... yeah, I just got to say that still. But at the same, I feel like the only thing that's a bit distasteful is mentioning J Taps, because that's a child, 15.
I have no opinion on that. I'm not going to speak on people that's not killed my brother, you know?
Fair.
Wallah, like, any other death out there, and I feel remorseful, I feel guilty, like, I hope they rest in peace.
So she's
Everyone else
saying like
except for you know who, and that's
she can't feel remorse for Rose because Rose, you know?
it. Like, I don't cuss dead people, I don't come for dead people. But you cuss TEEROSE in front of... I don't even cuss TEEROSE, genuinely speak. I don't even cuss him. But you come for him and you cuss him in front of me. Good for you. Like, I'm not going to... Who am I to shut that down? Do you get it?
Honestly, this is one of the most interesting interviews because there aren't too many situations in the UK where we get to hear from somebody who is a victim and then receives what they feel is retribution for the crimes done to them or their families.
Facts.
So you should go and check out VE Media's interview with Miriam Tarabi. There's a lot more in there if you're interested, and it is really deep. But for now, this is one of the wildest stories out there, and I've only really glossed over the whole thing. I haven't really dived deep into it. For me to do so, I would really need to get into it, and it would need to be like a 2-hour sort of length documentary about the ongoing war in that part of London. So if that is something that you'd be interested in seeing, then comment below. Guys, what do you...
Alright. I mean, I like the video. I might comment and tell him to do that because I want to see that video still. A 2-hour video on what's going on in Northolt, the 156 Rayners Lane war. I mean, we've seen couple videos, but this guy seems like him can go really in depth, you know what I mean? Because I didn't even know that Wizz's sister did an interview. So I might have to go watch that on my own. Or watch that together with you guys. We can react to it together. Let me know if you want to react to that. You know, hit the like button, jump in the comments, kogency, and I'm out. Peace.